Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on Bitcoin. This morning we're going to do a full update. So far so good. The price action we've had over the last 24 hours has been pretty good. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah. So yesterday after I made the video, we got some major news which we covered in the middle of the day market update about cryptocurrencies and more assets being included in potential 401k investments. So that sent crypto higher, right? You can see it right here for Bitcoin. But I'm going to make a video on altcoins in a moment as well later this morning. And there you see exactly the same. To be fair, altcoins are even outperforming Bitcoin a little bit. But overall, this is great price action, right? We've had some great volume coming in. A little bit later yesterday, so that was interesting to see. Normally the volume comes a little bit earlier. Normally most of the volume comes like 1, 2, 3 hours into the US session. Yesterday it was a bit later, but what we also saw is that yesterday Bitcoin was pretty strong after the news and basically the entire day. So during the later part of the European session after the news, but also going into the New York Open, right? So it was pretty strong. But then what we saw is that, and I'll show you this right now, what we saw is that the S&P 500, so stocks, went down a fair bit. We had a pretty big pullback actually into the fair value gap right there. So we kind of had to wait until that bottomed out, until we got some sort of support from equities, and then Bitcoin also did great. And right now you can see with this like this green area right here, in my opinion, is the bullish line in the sand, right? So this is the value area low of the balance that we had right here. And now, in my opinion, I think we have reclaimed the balance right here. Now, so that means that I think that, pulling back into that green area is definitely a possibility. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's most likely that we will be able to hold that as support. And I also think it's most likely we'll be able to get some more recovery into that level at 118. 119 and potentially even $120,000. So that's what I expect, right? I think that's in line with the technicals. Sure, the volume wasn't as high as, for example, it was in July, but it's August, right? You cannot expect volume to be as high as that. And I think for August, the volume was good enough to assume and to conclude that this was a real reclaim. So that's what I'm going to do. And then outside of that, in my opinion, the fundamentals around that are also still good, right? So not only do we have a volatility index that's decreasing, so that means more stability in the markets, which is great for risk on assets like Bitcoin, but we also see that equities are doing fine after a bit of a pullback yesterday, and we see a Coinbase Bitcoin premium, which is always great to see. And then outside of that, and this doesn't necessarily pertain to Bitcoin specifically, but we also see some more bullish sentiment in the market just in general, right? With quite a lot of momentum coming into XRP after the news, quite a lot of momentum coming into Chainlink after great news. So that always tells you a little bit about the market sentiment, and that looks pretty good as well. Now, like I said, altcoins are slightly outperforming Bitcoin over the last 24 hours. So from Bitcoin, I just expect stability for now. And I have to say, like I said, a pullback into 115.7 is quite likely, but I expect that to hold. I expect us to get some continuation into 118, where we have the point of control. It's going to be tough to break through, but I do expect us to also break through that and head into the high 119s. But at this point of time, I do think we lack the momentum to break out above that. But that is something that is to be continued, right? So we'll talk about that a little bit later. So far, so good, right? Is there still a possibility that this is going to turn into a big fake out, a big bull trap? Yes, but that we would have to see some sort of a bearish fundamental change for that. So if we get some bad news or anything, I'll try to keep you updated on that as soon as I can. But for now, as it stands now, I think we're good. All right. So those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know about Bitcoin. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.